Welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I'm Danielle D, or Coach Danni D, and I help women to create luxury brands by creating processes and tightening their branding. This is where we talk about how to build your business in a way that allows you to work with ease and enjoy your life. My happy space is spending as much time as humanly possible in my pajamas. And I want to help others to find their happy space while still running profitable businesses. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Hi, welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I am your host, Coach Danni D, and I am here helping small business owners make it to their happy place, their success story, and where they are enjoying their business, enjoying their life, and doing it in a way that is not having them be in that grind culture where you can just really enjoy what's going on around you without having to feel pressure to be always on the go. Okay, so I promised y'all an episode about grace and accountability. A couple of episodes ago, I mentioned it in passing, and and I wanted to get back to that because I really felt like it was a great topic and a good balance that we need to be able to find as business owners. So, grace and accountability. So, how I started talking about it was basically that we have a tendency to focus on one or the other, and we don't look at the two things in balance. So accountability says, I said that I was going to do this thing. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to commit to do the things that I say that are important in my life. I'm going to, be consistent with those things. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing that. Grace is when we give ourselves space for the fact that maybe this is not the right moment. Maybe, you know what? I said I was going to go to this meeting tonight, but excuse me, today was just a day. Today was just nonstop. I really need to rest more than keeping this commitment. So, grace is when we allow ourselves a little bit of leeway, a little bit of compassion, the type of compassion that we often share with others, but a lot of times we don't um, give ourselves. We tend to be harder on ourselves than others. We tend to be more critical of ourselves than others, and we tend to, be so tied to those obligations and being accountable that we don't think about being accountable to ourselves. So being accountable to ourselves sometimes looks like taking a break, looks like rest. But we need those things in balance. We need to balance those things so that we're not just, sitting and just giving ourselves all the grace in the world and not taking that look in the mirror and realizing, you know what? I need to be accountable for the fact that I am not doing the things I need to do to meet my milestones. I need to be accountable for the fact that maybe I'm the problem. Maybe there's something that I need to work on or change or, you know, that I need to improve upon. So that's, where we need to pull that accountability in and balance it a little bit more with grace. Now, on the flip side, we can go accountability heavy and we can, just, if we falter or um, detour in any way, we are ready to crucify ourselves. We are ready to, to say that we have failed. We are ready to, you know, to sacrifice ourselves in a way that is unhealthy just because we are trying to be accountable and reach a goal and do this thing. And so then that's when we have to swing in that direction of grace and realize maybe we set this goal a little too high. And I don't mean in a sense of that you can't accomplish great things, but maybe we weren't realistic. How about that? Let's use that word. I think that's a better way of saying it. We weren't realistic in how we set the goal. So if the goal is, I want to, hit a certain sales goal. If that goal is I want to gradually get there over the course of the next year or the next 2 years, that's one thing. But if it's a, huge sales goal and then you're saying, I want to, like a lot of people having Black Friday sales, I want to make $1 million on Black Friday. Not saying that you can't and not saying that other people haven't, but that's a very huge goal. And even if you set that goal, if you don't accomplish that goal, it's it still was a huge goal. So anywhere close to that goal is amazing. But if you set that goal and you have no um if you set that goal unrealistically, because for somebody that's not even a big goal, but for someone else that's a huge goal. And if you set that goal unrealistically without the proper, planning systems and and you don't accomplish that goal, that's the moment where grace comes in and says, you know what? I was ambitious. I put this out here. I may not have reached it, but last year I, sold $1,000 and this year I sold 10,000. And so that's when you look at that grace and say, you know what? I didn't do this, but I did a amazing job. You also can pull that accountability in that situation and say, you know what? For me to reach this goal, I need to have X, Y, and Z in place. And I didn't have that in place. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the things I need to do to make this a realistic goal. So, basically, I'm just trying to get you to see how those two play together because you don't want to not be accountable. Because if you're not being accountable, then you won't see growth. Growth happens when you call yourself to the carpet. But don't say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to your best friend. Have the same love and compassion for yourself that you do for your loved ones. You don't have to beat yourself up. And it's not actually effective way to grow to beat yourself up. You just have to look at what happened, how did it happen, what do I need to do differently? And know that you're learning. Give yourself credit for being open to learning, open to the process, and open to growth. So let's work on that balance of accountability and grace so that we can move forward in a healthy, happy way that we are reaching our goals. We are reaching towards what we need to be reaching towards, but at the same time, we are creating a loving, nurturing relationship with ourselves, with our business, um, and processing things from that perspective as opposed to um as opposed to that negativity and that defeatist mindset. So that's what I have for you guys for this week. I can't wait to get back to you next week with another great topic. If you are looking to work with me as a coach, I am a business coach. I help people to create their luxury brands, and ultimately, I help people to enjoy their business again. I have some clients who enjoying their business looks like setting up systems and um, hiring out professionals for the parts that they don't like and having all of that set up so the business kind of is running itself. That's what happiness looks like for some of my clients. And for some of my other clients, happiness looks like I found out that I truly love the business part and I can hire for the rest. But whatever loving your business looks like, that's what I'm trying to get you to. And a lot of times that is a difficult thing for people because there are parts that they don't either like or understand. So, my goal is to get you to at the very least understand it so that you can decide whether or not you still don't like it and need to outsource or hire for those positions, or maybe you absolutely love it and you realize, you know what, I just needed to be pointed in the right direction to realize that I love this. So if that's you, if you're looking for a coach to work with, you can always reach out. There's a link in the bio where you can book a call with me. It's a free call. We can talk about where you are and where you're trying to go, and I can make some suggestions for your next steps. So I'm going to leave you guys for now, and I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next week. Thank you for listening to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I hope you got some great tips to start working with ease. Want to stay connected? Follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram. For more information about building your luxury brand, register for my upcoming luxury brand workshop at CoachDanniD.com.